All right. It is Tuesday, and I understand EMS. I understand. I really do understand. So, welcome. I'm your host, Daniel. Um, let these me a few minutes to get this put out on the social media side. So, give me a few minutes to put this out. Just give me a few minutes to put this out on the social media side. So, let's set up X. And let me sign into FaceBag. Whoever this person is, you can't take away the rights. And I'm trying to get this set up on here. Um, I just want to come back because I saw something on Facebook. You can't take the right. You can't take away somebody's First Amendment rights. It's like telling them to shut up. Well, I'm trying to get set up a little bit, Greta. But thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. And I did subscribe to your channel, and I believe in your small YouTube channel. What I was saying was this Leslie suing people for, or not suing people, but she gave a cease and desist to Megan Fox. That's wrong. That's she gave a cease and she sent a cease and desist to Megan Fox. She's a reporter. She has to, she's protected under the First Amendment of the Constitution. Yeah, I saw that too. I saw that too. Oh my goodness. I mean, the people that the two fleas are recruiting as part of their hate group. I don't know how many times in my notes that I've taken notes about the two fleas, which I got a lot of material for today. But the thing is, they're trying to say that Jeremy should be scared of Richard Lutheran. I'm not scared of that fat tub of shit. I guarantee you, I'm not afraid of that fat tub of shit. Whose channel is gone? Lips. Lips channel is gone. Or the two fleas. Because I checked it this morning. That's one of the next ones I need to open up anyway. YouTube. Oh, lips. Probably lips. Lips. And I thought I was sitting there with. You know what's funny? You know what's funny, guys? Is I used to watch the Muppet Show because I liked Kermit and everybody too. Janice, Dr. Teeth, Animal, all of them guys. Even Waldorf, and what's his name? Up in the balcony, up in that little thing. Statler, Statler and Waldorf, which are named after hotel chains. I used to watch them because they had pretty good guests on the show. And then just remember, Kermit the Frog. When I was a little boy, Kermit the Frog. When I was young, way young, and I was watching Sesame Street. Kermit the Frog was a reporter on Sesame Street. He was a character on Sesame Street, just like the Cookie Monster, which I believe is Jim Henson's Muppets. And this is back in the '70s, the early '70s. See, I remember things. I can remember certain things from my past. I remember being a big Mr. Rogers fan when I was a little kid. It is funny. She got all upset because she looked like a Muppet. God, if I sued everybody or cease and desisted everybody that started shit with me on this channel, I'd be exhausted. I was outside when I got older, an older child. But I mean, every time if I put a cease and desist on the idiots from the other side, okay, I mean, it would be tiring. Just get over it. They called you a name. They said you look like a Muppet. Get over it. It's called freedom of expression and freedom of speech. And she's getting butthurt because somebody said something about her. Ah, ah. Hmm. Don't worry about me. I'm trying to get. Let me grab this link. Let me grab this link so I can. Oops. Grab this link. switch my account back. Excuse me. I don't know why it did that. Let me put this post back on here. There it is. Okay. So it's out on X. And I put this out on the fake bag. And let me log on to this. Okay, hold on a minute, guys. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. It's just one of those things with your neighbors. Oh. So this is from the live stream. This is from their live stream on the 18th, which was Sundays. So this is from their Sunday live stream. Let them lurk. Let them come in and lurk because you're just building up my watch time hours. You know, doesn't bother me any. Oh. Believe it or not, I'm caught up on quite a bit of stuff. I don't think that going through I would check out their live stream that they did yesterday. I just don't think it's worth it. But if I see stuff that's in it, we'll talk about it. But I just don't think that it's. I didn't think it was worth it. And Tug is right. What you put in the community post, what you put in your community post in your community section of your YouTube channel, it should be about what's coming up on the channel and what's coming up, what's going on with the channel, not this hate. And the only thing that's on this community post that I posted on this channel was that Saturday is going to be trivia time again. So I'm bringing back trivia every Saturday. So every Saturday trivia will be coming back again. So it's like I said in the post. I hope that you guys can come out and watch, come out and join and have fun, answer trivia questions. But he is right. Sometimes YouTube can zap you for that. YouTube can zap your channel just for what you put in your community post. I really don't think they're doing anything about it. So this is this is so she said yesterday, and she said Sunday on her live stream that there was no permit held up for the building of the barn. Okay, so if work is going on with the barn, okay, if work is being done on the barn, how come as far as I know and what people have researched, there are new there are no new permits. So you're doing all this work illegally. That makes Michelle and John 100% legally liable if something happens. And now we're getting into the part where we're getting back into this lying and deflection bullshit. Because she said it wasn't $56,000, wasn't the amount. It was more like 3,000. She said it was more like $3,000. See how she's trying to deflect and lie about this shit? You know, it was $56,000, and Spawn Troop pointed a lot of that out. It $56,000. She's coming back and saying it was only $3,000. So which is it, you lying thing? All right. And then she admits that she is watching video from Michelle's camera of George driving up and down when there was no. She admitted in her live stream that she was watching Michelle's video, watching Michelle's cameras, and watching George go up and down the street while Jeremy was in Ohio, and then said there was no drive-bys when both of them went to Ohio. Who's stalking who? That's right, good. We have all the evidence. We've seen everything. Who's stalking who? You always accusing Jeremy of stalking a child. and stalking Michelle and John. But yet here you are using her cameras to stalk George and Jeremy going up and down North Otter Creek Avenue. And get this, these twits are calling all of us ho-dunk hillbillies. Yeah, she's calling us the ho-dunk hillbillies. Like that's really gonna make like that really is gonna make me pissed off. She's just ridiculous. Always calling Jeremy Germ. It's childish. The names that she calls people are childish. Like Foxnot. It's just childish name calling. If she's an adult, why doesn't she just act like an adult? Yeah. If she said it was like 3,000. Okay. Said that John and Michelle have a story. Okay, so what she's saying is Michelle and John's voice are not being is not being silenced like she thinks Michelle thinks it is. That she has a story and so do the neighbors. Okay, again, um this goes back to well, if you have talked to these neighbors as witnesses, how come you never showed it on your channel? How come you never showed these witnesses on your channel? Oh, because you probably never talked to them. No, I guess you can still call me a hillbilly. I live in the city of Birmingham, Alabama, but if I moved back to Walker County, yeah, I'd be a hillbilly. But I love the country out there. I love the people. When I first moved here and I moved to Jasper, Alabama, the people were so friendly. Some of the people were just so friendly. Even the police were so friendly. Oh, here we go. Then she goes on to say that Jeremy stole the memorial and it was not on his property. Was it one of the memorials? The first memorial? It was on his property. And why would he steal the other memorial? How do you know somebody else didn't do it? And this goes back to if it was Jeremy's property and he did take the memorial down, these people never asked him for permission to put the memorial up in the first place. They should have asked Jeremy if it was his property. They're saying it was Brian and Tina's property, but the thing is, if you wanted to put a second memorial up, you should have gone to Jeremy and asked him, "Can I put a better memorial up on your property?" 'Cause technically, if it was his property and they did that, technically they'd be trespassing. Excuse me. Spawn's giving me bad habits. Um, I just don't get that. But see, they don't realize too. If it was on Jeremy's property and it was put there without his permission, he has the right to remove it, especially if it was an eyesore. you know. All right. Okay, they said so they said that they did a survey of the property. And it was not Jeremy's property; it was Brian and Tina's property. Well, okay, show the proof of that survey. I think they did, but they don't think they proved it too much. Oh my goodness, these people are just ridiculous sometimes. But it's it sounds like to me. I mean, as I was going on and on and on for the last couple of live streams of theirs, she runs her mouth for 9 months now about Jeremy, defaming him publicly and everything. And then when she gets called out in a lawsuit, when she gets part of a lawsuit, she's crying victim. And they still claim that, I mean, I believe in these notes somewhere, they're still claiming that Michelle and John are victims of Jeremy. But the thing is that you seem to forget this was all John and Michelle's fault. Then she said all the court stuff with Jeremy is a joke. Okay, see, it's like EMS and Trin and all of us have said on previous live streams. She, her and her buddies are treating this court thing as a joke. They think it's a joke. They think that they don't have to listen to Randy. They don't have to listen to the judge. They don't have to listen to their attorneys. And they're playing this off as a joke. Sweetheart, this isn't a joke. You're being sued for millions of dollars. It's not a joke. It's not a joke when you get on your platform and you sit there and flap your lips every night about Jeremy. Or if you're not attacking Jeremy, you're attacking other people like Brett and Therese. Or you're making comments about Travis. Or you're flapping your damn gums about Deanna and George. Anybody that works for What the Hales. This isn't a joke. This is serious. And when you need to wake up and smell the coffee, because you are in a lot of trouble. But then again, you're like Ray Bonecrusher. Can't shut your damn mouth for 5 minutes and keep going on and on and on and on and on. But as long as you keep going on and on and on and on, you're giving me content. So thank you. And then she said that she has done nothing wrong. I say she has no injunction against her. See, this goes back to they don't believe this. This proves here again that they're saying that this whole court thing with Jeremy in the Fed 2 case is a joke. They need to wake up and smell the coffee. This is for real. This is real. Okay, Greta, thank you for stopping by. You could always watch this on the rewatch. Um, Thank you for stopping by, and thank you for your support. Um, yeah, she's treating this like it's some kind of a joke. Sweetheart, you need to wake up and smell the Folgers because this is just as real as it can be. You are being sued in a federal court case because you keep defaming Jeremy publicly on your channel for 9 months. And now she's claiming that the sign on John's lawn was OCC, Orange County Choppers. But that's not what he said it was. It was the Otter Creek Coward, which John's the one that created that. See, this goes back to everything. Okay, it's John and Michelle that keep initiating all this bullshit. They initiate this bullshit, and then when Jeremy calls them out on it, it's I'm a victim. Okay, good. Take it easy. Um, See, it's John and Michelle that initiate this bullshit, and then when Jeremy calls them out on it, or it goes to court, oh, I'm a victim. I'm the victim. They've been harassing me for 2 years. They've been stalking me for 2 years. Don't people get it in their fucking? The truth is, everybody, that they've been stalking Jeremy for 2 years. See, that's how the fleas do their thing. They twist everything back around that it looks like Jeremy's the aggressor in this, and Michelle and John are the victims. Michelle and John are victims, but they're victims of their own bullshit. They created all this shit, and now they're crying victim because they got sued. But I must, that's the truth. This is all John and Michelle. This is not Jeremy. Let me cue this song up. Okay. So yeah, this is all on John and Michelle. See, they are the ones that initiate a lot of this crap. And then when, like I said, when Jeremy sued them, Jeremy took them to court. Oh, we're victims. Yeah, right. And now, and get this. And she actually said this. She said that Jeremy is trying to silence her and said she was not allowed to talk about none of this stuff. Even if you got a cease and desist order from Jeremy, okay, you're still going to talk about it. Yeah, just remember, John and Michelle got a cease and desist from Jeremy for what they were doing to him, but they keep on doing the same thing. They keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Nobody said that they're trying to silence you. He's trying to stop you. Maybe he is, in a way, maybe he is. Maybe he wants you to stop talking about him. He wants you to stop defaming him. and I have to go and watch. And I will have to go and watch Eric's video later. Um, or maybe, or maybe when you got served, and then she's gonna sit there and fucking deny. She said that she never got served. She said that they put the wrong name on the papers. If it was the right names on the papers, you refused to be served. Technically, your ass should be in jail because that's contempt of court. But like I said before, they're playing this off to be this court thing to be a joke to them, but it's very, very serious. Yeah, they keep playing this off as a joke, but they don't realize that it's serious. And then she said that Randy doesn't know what he's talking about. Yeah, Randy is a professional lawyer, not like BBB, who's a professional idiot. BBB doesn't even know how to litigate in a civil lawsuit that's on the federal basis. He screwed that case up for them so bad. Oh, and by the way, I know the BBB is still writing behind the scenes. You can't tell me that he isn't writing behind the scenes somewhere. Like I said, I'll check out their live stream from last night, but I don't think it's worth. If it's something that I need to bring up, I'll bring it up in because you know they're gonna go live today. Today's Tuesday, so you know they're gonna go live tonight. So I would just combine the two into. He's putting out some content. You go, Eric. You go, Eric. Um, she said that the only deleter she knew was Jeremy. So in other words, they're saying when people like them and May Bonecrusher and them are deleting stuff, she's actually accusing Jeremy of being somebody as a deleter. But you're deleting your stuff too. So did Michelle. That's why you haven't shown any discovery in the fucking lawsuit because you never you Michelle deleted it. You are the biggest dirty deleters. You guys are the dirty deleters, not Jeremy. And I don't think that Jeremy deleted anything. You can mark something private. You can mark a video private where nobody can watch it. And then she said that Jeremy deleted the video where George got pissed off and said, yes, he did it. Well, how do you know it's deleted? Do you have proof that it's deleted? It's like I just said. You can mark a video on YouTube private and it doesn't show up in their playlist. That doesn't mean it was deleted. You know, these people are just ridiculous. I said, Jeremy. So she said that Jeremy did something that thinks that thought that I gave Michelle and John money and said she did not. Yeah, she didn't give you the money. She didn't give them the money because she pocketed that money. She pocketed that money. She gave Michelle and John a few dollars here and there, but she pocketed that $56,000, which wasn't 3,000. Stop lying. You all need to stop lying. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So she, so she went on to say that Michelle spent money on gas and bought the food and super chat. And she said that the super chats were specifically used for that. I don't know in what YouTube universe that you live in. If you're using super chats to do stuff like that, I think YouTube frowns on that stuff, but I'm not sure. But there's a lot of stuff that people like that they do on YouTube, and YouTube frowns about it. But if you report it, YouTube doesn't do anything. Their channel should have been gone a long time ago. If this would have been 2015 when I started as a creator, that channel would have been gone. And then again, here we go again. She brought this shit up again. She said that the child wasn't allowed to attend Christmas in the Creek. That's why they did that Christmas thing for her. That is the biggest damn lie that I've ever heard of. That little child was allowed to go to Christmas in the Creek. All she had to do was make arrangements. Thomas Collins or her Hudson sisters or somebody like that could have taken that child to Christmas in the Creek to get gifts. She was not denied that right. The only reason why she didn't go was because John and Michelle had a protection order against, or John and Michelle had a protection order against them from Jeremy. But they could have made arrangements that Thomas Collins or the Hudson sisters or somebody could have taken that little girl to Christmas in the Creek to get Christmas gifts. Again, it's blame Jeremy. Blame Jeremy, blame Jeremy, blame Jeremy. But it's this is right here. That's Michelle's fault. That's Michelle's fault. That's not anybody's fault but Michelle's. Said we are in no chat. So in other words, what she's saying is that they're in Jeremy's chats calling them liars, and then we're in their chat calling them liars, or something like that. That Jeremy's the one that talks crap. Sweetheart, you talk crap about Jeremy every time you go live on your channel. Don't tell that damn lie. Don't think that Jeremy doesn't have all that as evidence against you. Oh, now guys, she actually said this. She said that Georgia was crying in Ohio because she had to lie her ass off. So in other words, she just said in her live chat that George was crying because she had to lie her ass off to the attorney in Ohio. And you know that's not true. Hold on, I gotta blow my nose. Okay, much better now. I can breathe. And then she said that George was crying because she couldn't get out of her situation. See, they're trying to hold George accountable just as much as they're trying to hold Jeremy accountable. Oh, here we go. Said that Jeremy has hurt and destroyed the lives of these people for 2 years that they were directly across the street from them. Again, you don't get it, do you? You just don't fucking get it. Okay, I'm glad we have plenty of time. Let me repeat this what the situation is. Michelle and John claim that they moved to Otter Creek to protect their sick child. Now, why in the world would you leave your home in Northport near medical facilities for the child to move to an empty lot that was on that was a garbage dump? She admitted that she was a fan of Jeremy and George and what the hells. She went to that half meal time to grill and got in for free because she said she was going to bring a tortoise. And then she asked to put a donation box, and Jeremy said no because it wasn't appropriate. And then that's when all the shit started. This is all on John and Michelle. This isn't. Stop playing an innocent victim because they're not innocent victims in this. They're not innocent victims in this at all. Not one bit. Not one bit of they innocent victims. So she said that they live a daily stressful life because of Jeremy. Again, playing the victim. Michelle was caught at her bullshit and she was called out and she's being sued and she has a protection order against her. And now they're playing the victim. She said she didn't care about George crying and asked how many times did Michelle cry? Who cares how many times? Fake tears. It's just fake tears. Ah, wah, 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 wah. Jeremy did this in court. Jeremy did this and that. But you know what? When you got that cease and desist, Michelle, you should have shut your fucking mouth and didn't keep on doing this. Again, this is all your fault. This isn't Jeremy's fault. And I've seen the evidence. I've seen the proof. So cry victim all you want. And then she said that Jeremy was doing nothing for the child and said that for everything that he's doing, he's causing more problems for the child. No, baby, no. First of all, everybody is part of the What the Hell's subscriber team. All of us are concerned about the welfare and the health and the well-being of that child. In my opinion, that little girl should be with a family that's going to take care of her and love her and teach her the right things about life, not the stuff that she's being taught now. I can't read what I'm saying, but she said that George played something like she played the cancer thing. You know, cancer is a serious thing. I don't get that. Cancer is a serious, serious thing, and George was just letting people know about it. But yet you sit there on your platform and make fun of it. I don't get you. I really don't get you. And then she said, why is George driving by Michelle's house when you don't live at the ranch? And said that it was and said it was clear that she was living at the schoolhouse. That's none of your fucking business. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit slow today. I've just been really, really tired, and it catches up on me. But what business of yours if George or Jeremy or whoever is driving by Michelle's house? The fact of the matter is, why are you using Michelle's cameras to stalk them? Hmm. Things that make you go, hmm. So why are you making a big deal over who drives by Michelle's house? Why are you using their cameras? Why are you using the cameras on Michelle's property to stalk them? And then you sit there and accuse Jeremy of stalking them and that little girl. You are so full of shit. It's not funny. These people, this is what I mean. That you keep going on your platform and you're telling all this shit about Jeremy. Don't you think that Jeremy has the right to stop you from defaming him? That you're trying to ruin his life? Sweetheart, we saw the email that Bruce sent, saying that he was going to create the anti what the hell's media ecosystem, and his intention was to take down the what the hell's Jeremy's YouTube empire. Good luck with that. But sure, you sit here on your platform every day and you talk shit about Jeremy. Don't you think Jeremy's getting tired of it? Don't you think that Jeremy doesn't have a right to take your ass to court? Look, in my opinion, go to court and tell your side of it. Be a real adult and take your lumps at the end. If there's a judgment against you, take your lumps at the end. Oh, and by the way, perjury, Lisa, if you go to court and you commit perjury in a court case, that's more trouble for you. at least try to tell a little bit of the truth if you can. Maybe that one brain cell that you have left might have a little bit of truth left in it. I don't know. Doesn't seem like they're too bright. It doesn't seem like they're too bright because they're doing the same thing Ray is. Ray got served, and then all of a sudden he's still talking shit. And I have videos on here to prove it. Okay, so she mentioned in her live stream, Michelle and John and the protection order that what happened at town hall, and said George sat in the car and called 911 and said, "Why should Michelle and John do anything?" Okay, it doesn't matter if don't they realize she can't get it through her fucking head that if Michelle and John, even if Michelle and John is there, if Jeremy or George, who has a protection order against them, if they show up at town hall, they have to get in their vehicle or they have to pull out and leave town hall. And she didn't do that. That's why she was probably going to be found guilty for it. I believe that she was found guilty for it. They keep telling Michelle and John, do your shit, and keep ignoring the protection order. Because eventually it's going to be jail time. I don't think this judge in Ohio is going to play this shit. They said they lied their asses off in to the Ohio judge, and every one of your complaints to the police department about contempt of court were unfounded. Hmm. Well, if it was supposedly if this was unfounded, then why is the evidence stacked against Michelle and John? Why were they found guilty again? She's just trying to she's trying to make Michelle and John out to be victims in all this. But they're the ones that are the aggressors, not Jeremy. They keep breaking that protection order and keep being found guilty because Jeremy has the evidence. And then she said that the protection order in Ohio was a lie. Okay, well, you prove to me, Miss Fleesa, okay, prove to me right now that that protection order was a lie. Show me proof that that protection order was a lie. Show me where that protection order was actually a lie. Because Jeremy couldn't get a protection order unless he had solid, ironclad proof, evidence. So if this Ohio court protection that Jeremy got was a lie, how come Michelle and John keep being found guilty? I had to find the right words there for a second. All right. It said what the judge in Ohio in the Ohio court. Oh, so she's saying that the judge should see that the evidence that Jeremy presented in the first Ohio complaint was a lie, and said it was retaliation because she got a temporary restraining order against them. Oh my goodness. Are you that fucking stupid? Is anybody that fucking stupid to believe that? Man, these people are just so stupid. And they flap their gums 24/7 a day, you know, talking about Jeremy. Okay, well, again, before I go on, prove to me that the evidence that Jeremy presented to the Ohio court in the first complaint, or any of his complaints against them breaking a protection order, were a lie. Because I bet you can't do it. Then she said she's not scared of Jeremy and said he will never take away her First Amendment rights. Well, I don't think it's a thing about taking away your First Amendment rights. Hold on just a minute. Okay, I'm back. And okay, it's like I said, prove to me that anything in those complaints in that Ohio protection order was a lie. Because I believe that Jeremy has factual evidence and all that. And I don't think that he's not trying to take away your First Amendment rights. He's just trying to get you to stop telling defamatory things about him publicly on your YouTube channel. And he has that right because it's hurting him. And then she said that they never contacted Jeremy's ex-wife, where she had to change her number. Bullshit. I'm sure that they did. They did something. And then this thing about Richard Luceman was going to tear up Jeremy. Nobody's scared of you, Richard Luceman. You're just a fat fucking loser. Richard Luceman is a fucking fat fucking loser. A disgraced, a disgraced lawyer that served time in prison for stuff that he has done. Nobody's afraid of you, Richard. Anybody's going to tear up anybody, it's going to be them. And then she said that that George and Deanna stalked everything. This doesn't even make sense. They stalk everything they say. Now, here we go again with the fucking cameras on Two Town. Well, no, this is about the cameras on her property. Now, this is about the cameras on Two Town that she keeps accusing Travis of those cameras being pointed at Michelle's property. Who gives a fuck if they're pointed at her fucking property? I don't get this. What the fuck is the big deal about this? Why are you making such a bunch of fucking fuss about cameras that are at Tube Town facing her fucking property? When you have access to Michelle's cameras on her property, stalking Jeremy and George going up and down Otter Creek Avenue, why is why would you be concerned about the cameras that are on Tube Town pointing at her fucking property? Oh, you two-faced little twit. Ha, I didn't say what I was going to say. She's a two-faced little twit. And I can't read what I wrote on that. Uh, and said Travis was going to. I don't get this. What is it? If anybody knows what this means, she said that Travis was going to Ohio to barter more with Jeremy. Well, isn't that their business? If Travis and Jeremy want to talk about doing certain things on their YouTube channels, she's going on about the cameras in the birdhouse at Tubetown. Again, why are you so fucking concerned about the cameras at Tubetown? Why are you so concerned about the fucking cameras at Tubetown when you have control over the CCTV cameras on Michelle's property, stalking Jeremy and George or anybody that goes up and down North Otter Creek Avenue? I don't get this. I don't get this. What business of yours, it sounds like to me that Felicia has some kind of, like, Felicia is the one that has some kind of camera fetish, you know? I just don't get these people. And this shit has been going on for 9 fucking months. And I don't blame Jeremy for, you know, wanting to stop this shit. Because it's just a constant barrage of bullshit and lies that come out of the flea's mouth. You know, I mean, yeah, shit happened on my other channel, but I was able to walk away from it because those people don't mean anything to me. But if they kept on and kept on and kept on, then yeah, I would have done the same thing Jeremy had done. I mean, you sit there for 9 months talking shit about Jeremy. That Jeremy did this, and Jeremy did that, and Jeremy did this, and Jeremy did that, and Jeremy is this, and Jeremy is that. Don't you think Jeremy got tired of it when he started getting the evidence on this? Wouldn't anybody get tired of? I mean, they did the same thing to Tug and Megan. I know they get tired of it. These people are just ridiculous and stupid. But like I said, for 9 months, you've been accusing Jeremy of doing stuff. Where's your proof? You haven't shown any proof. If Jeremy committed a crime, what are the police reports? You don't have anything. All right. So she questioned why Jeremy did a members only video asking people for evidence. And why he was asking for evidence when he had all this evidence? Because there might be new stuff. Did you ever think about that? There might be something new that Jeremy missed, and maybe somebody out in the audience caught it. That's why he was asking, and that's why he did it. And how do you know about this shit? Supposedly you don't watch them, but yet several times you admitted that you had watched them, and then they say, "Oh, we don't send people into their chats." Yeah, you do. You send people into their chats, take screenshots because you did it to this channel. I mean, my earlier channel. So don't tell me you don't do it because I have the evidence. But you are meaningless to me. All right. Oh, and then she said that when George talked about Michelle jumping out of her truck and talked about her disabilities, and then said that she had no clues to a person's disabilities. Well, if somebody is supposed to be physically disabled, like Michelle claimed, hell, she walks better than I do. When I had to get up and answer the door, I limped my ass to the door and back. These people are just ridiculous. So she was talking about Guapo's girlfriend too, staying at staying at Hale's headquarters, and said she was an actress, but she was. But then she said that she was just an extra, and extras don't get speaking parts. What business is it what this girl does? Oh my goodness. Here we go with the name calling again. Oh my god. She called Guapo's girlfriend Jeremy's giggling bimbo. Yeah, she actually said that. She actually said that. She called Jeremy's she called Guapo's girlfriend Jeremy's giggling bimbo. So here we go again talking about here we go calling people childish names. And then she said that Travis was going to Ohio to barter his YouTube views. That's up to him. We're YouTube content creators. We have the right to do what we need to do to boost our views and to boost our video content. We don't go on there and tell lies. I'm on here telling the truth because you keep telling lies about Jeremy. You can't handle the truth. And then she said that Jeremy was going back to Florida for the thumbnail case and said, "Get out of Otter Creek. Your your freedom is less than it's less free 2 weeks," and said it would get worse. Oh, so you're planning on doing something to Jeremy now? You are actually going to call the police and make a false police report to try and get Jeremy free, to get Jeremy put in jail on a bogus charge. Yeah, we'll see how that works out for you when he sues your ass for everything that you own. And then she said that George defamed this legally Leslie person in their live stream by calling her a muppet. Get over it. Oh my God, get over it. Jesus. All right. Said that Jimmy defamed her by calling her a scam and a Florida liar. Well, you know what, Lisa? You are a scammer and you are a Florida liar. Jeremy, just call it out like you see it. And any which way you keep trying to defend yourself, playing the victim that you didn't do this, the evidence is out there. We have all seen the evidence in this. So whatever you say, we don't believe anyway. I don't think any of us have believed anything that you've said. Okay, and this is a lie right here. Said that Jeremy was going after her fundraising and said she wasn't fundraising. Okay, from what I've seen on your live streams, that's all you've been doing was fundraising. You do realize that if you're doing fundraising on YouTube, it has to be within certain guidelines. And then she said that it was defamation because he knew it was false and he is doing it maliciously. Okay, what is Jeremy doing maliciously? I don't get this. What is Jeremy doing maliciously? And then she was saying that Jeremy was receiving mail for legal fees. Well, what is it of your business? If people want to donate, if people want to donate for legal fees, they have that right. They have that right. And then said Mayor Dan would needs to be subpoenaed. Said that Mayor Dan needed to be subpoenaed for the federal case. Why? Because Michelle wrote that letter telling those lies about Jeremy to Mayor Dan. And then she said that Jeremy has said, so Jeremy said God has given him the gift to help people to make money. And then she said that the only ability that he has is to scam people. Okay, prove that Jeremy. You show me right now. Damn it. Okay, you show me right now. Prove to me right now that Jeremy is scamming people. Show me the proof that Jeremy is scamming people. Show me the proof that Jeremy is scamming people. Because I haven't seen it. So she said here that Jimmy said his subscribers are stupid. They give him money and said that people send stuff for him to sell for legal fees. And then said it was the same as Michelle selling stuff at the flea market. No. See, this is he's doing this and it's not okay, but if we do it, it is okay. First of all, it's like I explained before. When you're on Social Security or any kind of government benefit, Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and stuff like that, you can only make up to a certain amount. You can make up to a certain amount of money, but after that, anything that you make after that, you have to report to Social Security because they can't stop your check for that. And if you don't report it, they can stop your check for it. Said that said Bruce ghostwrote John's motion and said Bruce was accused of said that Bruce was allowed to ghostwrite. Well, I don't know about that. I really don't know the legal terminology for that. I don't know if that is legal or not. But normally, if somebody is not their attorney, it's not the attorney on record, I don't know how they could still be ghostwriting motions or filing motions in the court if they're not the attorney that's on record. It's a scam. This is Bruce's little bullshit. And then she said that Jimmy would take someone's last dollar and call him a liar. Oh boy. And then she said that Dave did not pay for all that, for any attorney fees for them. And then she said that she has shown everything she does with the money. Bullshit. Bullshit. Mentioned George said that Bruce so she said that George said that in her live stream that Bruce faked his own firing and said She something about defaming Bruce. Oh my goodness. Sometimes I can't read my handwriting, and sometimes I just don't understand what she's trying to say. And then she said that Jeremy was going after her for fundraising and still states that she wasn't fundraising. We've all seen the proof. We've all seen the proof. We have all seen the proof that you were fundraising. Said she was pissed because he couldn't get. said she, Tug was pissed because he couldn't get David to send breadsticks, and said, "Poor Tuggy, aw." And then she said that she never sends other people to. She never sends people to other live streams to get screenshots, but admitted she got emails and screenshots from his chat. So she said something that she was in Tug's chat. So if you don't watch Tug and Megan and Jeremy, why are you actually in there? Why are you watching their videos or their content? I just don't get this. She said something about Tug talking about some kind of somebody talking about the donations, but then she said she can prove where that money went. Bullshit. You haven't proven shit. And then she said that they did a dox donor Dave. I gotta go to. I'm gonna step away to use the little boy's room. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. My stomach has been feeling a little finicky these last couple of days. So where did we leave off here? Said Tug said he had police reports about Lisa for fun and said it was a bold-faced lie and said it was defamatory defamation and said it was not fun. He said it was a fundraiser. I have no idea what I wrote down. And then she said that no one on her channel or made any videos about Tug. Bullshit. Said he was using it. He was using it to be trying to convince only me. So what they're saying is he was trying to use anything to get to brainwash only me, saying that he was being sold. Oh my goodness. And then she said that she was not going to tell about the memorial until it was ready. So supposedly there is a memorial. But I think that's bullshit right there. That's why I wanted to. That's bullshit. If that memorial was ready, if the memorial was made back months ago, they should have gotten it by now. So why are you? I think it's just a scam. They scammed those people out of that money, and she pocketed the money for the memorial. And then what? And the money that she used some of that money to come up with some cheap memorial. I'll guarantee you. I'll guarantee you. And I could be wrong. Usually, when it takes a memorial, it doesn't. It might take that long, but that should have been done by now. And if they ordered that memorial months back, that memorial should have been made and shipped to her by now. So I think there's something wrong with that. And then she said that she didn't tell the date of the Harley Grace Christmas, so that he couldn't show up to destroy or do something crazy. First of all, Tug is not like that. Tug is not like that, and we are at the end. So Jeremy's subs are just listening to their grandmaster, and they drinking his Kool-Aid, and he's only. I can't read what the hell I wrote. whatever it is, it's a lie anyway. So yeah, you can't really believe anything that these fleas say. And if they go live tonight, which you know they're gonna go live on a Tuesday night, I will get the I will get that stuff and I will talk about it tomorrow because it gives me content. See, and I will repeat this again. This is my channel and this is my platform. If I want to talk about the two fleas, I will talk about the two fleas. Or I will talk about Bone Crusher. I will talk about Our Creek and Jeremy and Michelle and John, what they're doing. Just for the fact that what's being done to Jeremy is wrong. And ever since I started covering this last year, I'm going to come on here, I'm going to tell the truth because I'm all for putting the truth out there. So, you don't have the right to come on here and tell me what I can say and what I can't do on my channel. I'm going to come on here, I'm going to do my thing, I'm going to be myself. And if I don't have anything on the two fleas, well, I'll think of something to talk about, even if it's for an hour. But this is my channel and my platform, and I will talk about and do anything I want on this channel, as long as it doesn't violate YouTube's terms of service. And anyway, it's not defamation. The notes that I take from their transcript is what they said on their live stream, and I'm coming on here and debunking the lies. So it's not defamation. Everybody's defaming everybody, but yet the two fleas are the biggest defamers on YouTube. That thing about she said that she wasn't fundraising. From what I could see on her channel, that was clearly fundraising, and she was using super chats too to fundraise. So you're going to sit there on your platform and lie and say that you were fundraising when the evidence is there. And Jeremy has that evidence. And see, what amazes me is that you actually convinced donor Dave to change his story about the $56,000 so that it doesn't get you into trouble. But the evidence was already collected on that. So, good luck trying to prove that in court when the evidence is all against you. All right, everybody. I'm going to call this one for today. And, yeah, it sucks that the National Weather Service here is doing upgrades to the weather radio software, and we're supposed to have bad weather tonight, and the weather radios are down. But that's supposed to be tonight. That will be tonight after this live stream, so I'm not worried about it. But in the event that we have severe storms during one of the live streams, then I will shut the live stream down and continue the next day. So that's just being safe and being protective of my channel. Okay, everybody. So I am going to call this live stream. Don't forget to hit that like button, you guys. Whether you do or you don't, it doesn't bother me one bit. If you're not a subscriber to this channel and you like the content that's on my channel, please consider subscribing to my channel and click that all notifications. When you click all notifications, it lets you know when I go live or a new video is being uploaded. And yes, there are videos being uploaded every day. So there's always going to be new content. So I'm going to say farewell for today. I stream Monday through Friday at 3 o'clock Central Time, 4 o'clock Eastern Time. And don't forget, you guys, trivia is coming back to this channel on Saturday. So please, please be there. That would be 4 o'clock Central Time, 5 o'clock Eastern Time. So come in and join us and have some fun. I bid you farewell. You all have a good rest of your evening, and I will see you again here tomorrow. And behave yourselves if you can.